Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a bit of a chatty video and a twist on the usual tutorial. So I've seen a video going around YouTube at the moment where people do a makeup tutorial for the makeup they wore in school, and I've been really loving watching them. I don't think I've ever really spoken about my rosacea on YouTube before. If you just want to skip to the part where I start doing my makeup, then I will leave a note in the description bar below with a timestamp so you can skip this bit. I won't be offended. When I was a teenager, I was one of those annoying girls that didn't really struggle with acne. I've always been pale and fair, and so obviously my skin was quite pink. And I think for a lot of people, they don't notice the rosacea starting because they've always had quite a rosy complexion. I think that's one of the reasons that rosacea is so underdiagnosed, because so many people don't even realise that it's a skin condition. When I first went to university, it was a massive change in my life. I was moving away from home for the first time. The government had just, handed me my student loan, and I didn't have my parents there to be like, no, you can't have pizza for breakfast, don't be so ridiculous. Drank too much, ate too much, went out too much, didn't sleep enough. You're putting yourselves in all these really new situations, meeting a lot of people, there's a lot of pressure. My skin just completely went bananas. It was very angry, it was very sore, it was so red all the time. And because I was stressed about the way my skin looked, that made my rosacea even worse. Are people staring at me? Is it making people not want to come sit next to me in lectures because I look like a leper? A lot of people, including some of the doctors that I first went to see, imply that it's vain to care about the way you look. You're made to feel it's very superficial and it's a very silly thing to worry about. It's almost as if they're saying there are people with a lot worse conditions than this, and obviously I know that, but at the same time I don't think the psychological aspect of skin conditions are focused on enough. You have a couple of minutes with a GP, their focus is you have a problem, I need to find a solution, let's just treat the symptoms that you are presenting with. So the doctors would give me creams, they would recommend I stop wearing makeup, they would recommend that I stop drinking alcohol, stop using hair straighteners, all the things that could potentially flare up my skin. They were just like, we'll cut it out. Although I knew that made sense at the time, telling a 21-year-old girl trying to make friends, trying to be a normal university student, that they shouldn't drink, they should eat really, really healthily, they should get their 8 hours of sleep every night. It's not realistic. And to tell somebody who comes to you for help, you're not serious about treating your rosacea if you don't do XYZ, it's not helpful. I just felt so defeated when I was first diagnosed with rosacea, and I get so many emails and comments every week from people all over the world with rosacea, and that's the main thing that a lot of people struggle with. It's just feeling so defeated, feeling ugly, feeling like you can't show your face to the world. It's easier and less stressful to just cut themselves off. There are so many times where I've not gone out, where I've cancelled plans with friends, where I didn't go on dates when I was still dating. My skin now is really well behaved in comparison to how my rosacea was when I was first diagnosed. I'm going to put a picture here of the worst my rosacea has ever been. This was the night before a really important job interview, and my skin just went absolutely loopy. I felt disgusting. I felt like a monster. Having rosacea changed me massively as a person. I was a really confident teenager. I was probably overconfident. University, or moving away from kind of your hometown, is your big chance to make yourself into who you want to be, and I think having something that affects your confidence so much at that really important time of development, it completely changed me as a person, destroyed my confidence, and I don't think that it's ever recovered. Even now, as an adult, I feel like my feeling of self-worth is still so tied up in the way that I look, and I think part of that is due to the job that I do. I'm a beauty blogger, so I feel pressure to look a certain way, and I feel like if somebody doesn't know me or doesn't know that I have rosacea or doesn't know my story, they may look at my videos or they may look at my blog posts and think, why would I take advice on makeup from someone whose skin looks like that? People do make really hurtful comments, and anybody with any kind of skin condition will tell you that. Everyone that's got acne or psoriasis or eczema, and sometimes people do it knowing it's mean, sometimes people do it and they have no idea that they're saying something hurtful. Oh, you must have caught the sun over the weekend. Oh my god, you were blushing when you talked to him, you must fancy him. No, this is just my face. It's just thoughtlessness, it's just ignorance, and part of why I decided to stop being so scared to put my face on my blog. So few people out there talking about rosacea in a really open and honest way. And yes, it's scary, and yes, it's really awful sometimes to put my face on my blog and get some of the comments that I get about my skin. And my rosacea isn't even that severe, but I've had it for 10 years. It doesn't have a cure, and it's something that will get worse over time. And that's something that I found really, really hard to deal with. I struggled to accept that. Having rosacea has impacted my life. life. I do make choices depending on how my skin looks or feels that day. If I'm having a really, really bad skin day, I will cancel appointments. I will not want to go out and see friends. When I was at uni or when I was working in a proper office, if my skin was looking bad, I would just sit completely silently. I wouldn't want to move. I wouldn't want to give a reason for anybody to look at me. So obviously that impacted my education, impacted my work, because there were so many people at work saying, you never speak up, you just sit there, you're so passive. I do wake up and think sometimes, this isn't my face, this isn't how I feel, this isn't how I look in my head. Makeup for me now is fun. I look forward to putting on makeup, but makeup definitely started for me as a coping mechanism. It was a mask. It was a way to hide the way that I looked. Because I didn't have bad skin as a teenager, my makeup knowledge was so limited. I really had no idea what I was doing. I was definitely a Boots Superdrug kind of girl. I'm gonna get started and do my makeup as I did probably when I was about 19, 20, 21. So I didn't know what foundation was, and because I didn't know what it was, I avoided it like the plague. I did know what concealer was because a lot of girls at school used to put concealer under their eyes. They would put it over spots. I have quite a few friends who had acne, so they would use these kind of stick concealers to cover anything that they wanted covering. So as soon as I developed rosacea, and as soon as my skin was red, I was just like, well, I want to conceal it, so obviously I will use concealer. And I think you know where this is going. Oh god, when I look back at this, I just cringe. The thought of doing this right now is actually making me feel really funny. Like, you know, when you feel a little bit like, ooh. This is the Natural Collection Cover Up Stick. This is $1.99, and so I probably would have gone for something around this price point because I didn't want to spend money on something if I didn't know how good it was. As you can probably guess, I used my concealer like a foundation. Oh god. Right. So because my rosacea was focused on my cheeks and my nose, this is making me feel really sick already, and I basically just rubbed it in. I didn't know that there were makeup brushes, I didn't know that there were makeup sponges, I just used my hands. And now I hate using my hands to apply makeup. The heat from my fingers makes me flare up as well. So back then, because I was using my fingers, oh god, it just looked awful. Like, it looks bad now, but I think back then it looked even worse. I didn't know anything about matching shades, so I think I probably just bought like the lightest shade I could find. What was I thinking? And this takes a really long time. Why didn't I just buy foundation? Why didn't anybody stop me? Why didn't any of my friends just say, what are you doing? Oh god, my skin feels horrible. Is it possible for your skin to feel greasy and dry at the same time? Because that's how it feels. So I would do it all over like this, and then I would go in and go over the bits that were still a little bit red. So I would put even more on my cheeks. Because, you know, I was about to start patting it then, but I didn't pat, I just rubbed. Because patting may have made it look slightly better, and apparently I just wanted to make it look as hideous as possible. God. Oh god. It's like collecting on my nose. It's like, it just doesn't rub in. It's just gathering in like chunks. And obviously back then my skin was younger, so I didn't have the fine lines I have now. But I still don't think it's flattering. It makes you look older than you are. Did I do my chin? I can't remember. Let's just whack some more on. Why not? I also didn't really wash my face when I was younger. I'd never had any kind of skin routine, and often washing my face would make me flare up, so I think I just stopped doing it. Obviously I would like get water on it in the shower, but that would be really hot water, and now when I'm in the shower I don't get any, god I look so gross. Now I don't get any hot water on my face at all, so when I'm in the shower or anything like that I don't get any water on my face. So back then I probably would have just gone in the shower in the morning, so slept and all of this, then in the morning I would have just gone in with like water and tried to get it off. Oh god, it makes me feel sick even talking about it. So that's my base. Yep. God. So I wouldn't powder because I was really dry, so I didn't really need to worry about oil or anything like that, but in hindsight maybe powder would have helped it feel less greasy. I don't know, like this feels horrible right now. My skin feels really smothered. It feels like I can feel a flare-up coming on, to be honest, because my skin just feels like it's covered in like really thick grease. Sorry, just trying to get rid of my foundation lips. I never went for foundation lips. That's another thing I've seen coming up quite a lot with girls on these videos. Foundation lips were everywhere. So I had really overplucked my eyebrows in the 90s because that's what we all did. And obviously my eyebrows are blonde anyway and quite sparse. So I didn't do anything with my eyebrows. They were just there. They were very, very pale and quite thin. They were a lot thinner than they are now, but I just used to leave them because, you know, why not? I was a bit of a scene kid, so I had the bleached hair, I had the piercings, I had like the baggy jeans, listened to a lot of metal, and so obviously black eyeliner. I didn't know what to do with black eyeliner. I just liked the look of dark, kind of smoky, like rocky eyes. No one told me that by putting eyeliner on your waterline of your eyes you're making your eyes look smaller. Nobody told me that. I've got quite small, like little beady eyes anyway, like a woodland creature. Nobody told me that that would make my eyes look even smaller, and I didn't realise, so I just did it anyway. So this is the Glow and Ray Skybreaker black eyeliner, which I really love, but obviously back then this would have been out of my price range. I probably used a Rimmel one. Just anything in the drugstore that was cheap and was black, I would have just gone with it. So I'm just going to apply it to my waterline very haphazardly. I would just kind of do this very, very, very quickly. I didn't really have any kind of precision. I don't think I used to... Oh, Jesus. Oh god. I basically thought I was like Courtney Love or Brody Dahl or anyone like that. I thought the oh, you see, I've just wiped my nose because I've got a little bit of eyeliner on it, and all of that concealer is just wiped away. Can you see? Because it doesn't, it's just sitting on my skin in just a layer. Oh god. Oh, concealer creases. Obviously the eyeliner on my bottom eyelids didn't make my eyes look small enough, so I would put it all around the top as well. Also, I used to really love the look of slept-in eyeliner. So on occasion, when I was at uni, I did used to put eyeliner on before I went to bed, so that the next day I would have that kind of like messy rock chick vibe. God, I was such a tosser. I don't know how I didn't lose an eye to conjunctivitis, to be perfectly honest. Also, my pillows must have been disgusting. Wow. Good lord. So there we go. That's the very well applied eyeliner. I think you'll agree. Adds a lot, makes my eyes look like piss holes in snow. This is a Natural Collection mascara. Again, it's $1.99. It's a really good mascara, but I'm using this one as an example because I would have gone for whatever the cheapest one in the shop was, and I would apply, as I do now, I would apply probably far too many layers. I wouldn't curl them or anything. I don't think I owned eyelash curlers. Second layer. And I put loads on my bottom eyelashes as well. We've done concealer, eyeliner, mascara, and then the last thing was lip product. So again, just massively basically wanting to be Courtney Love or Brody Dahl. So I would have gone for a red. I've chosen the Revlon Just Bitten Balm Stains. These obviously weren't around at the time, but I would have gone for something very similar, so something quite long lasting like a stain. This is probably what I would have gone for if this had been around at the time. I didn't use a lip liner or anything like that, which was a really bad idea because my lip line is really uneven. So there we go. This is the way that I used to wear my makeup when I was at university. I'm going to try and find some photos and show you what I looked like at university. I did avoid photos like the plague. Anytime I'd see someone bring a camera out, I would kind of run away or hide my face. But I'll try and find some photos that showcase just how awful I looked at university. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made you laugh. I hope it hasn't made you feel as sick as it's made me feel. I cannot wait to go and wash all this concealer off my face. If you do decide to do this video, I would love to see it. Leave me a comment below with a link to the video If not, just leave me a comment below telling me how you did your makeup at school or uni or whatever when you first started wearing makeup. I'd love to hear about it. Any kind of horror stories or like things that you can't actually believe you did at the time. I'm gonna get in close so that you can see the full glory of this wonderful makeup look, you know, if you want to recreate it at home. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!